Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. I am Maryam Muhammad Kudu. Thank you once again for joining us on this season of Virtuous Women Connect series tagged Solace with VWC. In this episode, inshallah, we will be discussing snooping through your spouse's phone. Being married means being intimate, even though the delicate balance of holding on tight but not too tight is the balance required in a marriage. When we are in love, we want to embrace our spouses on all levels, surrounding them with care and showering them with affection. We want to share every experience and explore every layer of their being. We want to hold them tight and be there for them every second of the day. But this devotion can go overboard. What started as inclusion can become intrusion. If we smother each other to the point where lines distinguishing us are blurred, when we invade the private space of the other to the point where nothing is sacred, we have drifted from being loving to being overbearing, from supporting to squashing. Even loving partners need space. For us to maintain dignity and identity, individuals need to protect a certain level of privacy, a domain that is meant for them alone. Every couple has to find the balance between intimacy and privacy that is right for them. Some couples share one email account, and that is fine with them. Others will find that frustrating. These days, snooping through your partner's phone is easier than ever. With smartphone in hand and a few finger taps, you can access their texts, emails, Instagram DMs, search history, and a whole lot more. But just because you can quickly and easily obtain this information, should you necessarily do that? Getting a sneak peek at your spouse's text can be really tempting, especially if you know that they will never find out about this small act of mischief from your side. According to Brightside, studies show that 34% of women and 62% of men snoop on their spouse's phone from time to time. And the reason for this snooping is not only jealousy. It turns out there could be more deeper psychological motives that could push your better half into checking these messages and other personal data on your phone. But why exactly do people snoop into their spouse's phone? Inshallah, I will share 3 reasons. According to marriage therapists, 1. There are trust issues. As you might expect, this kind of behavior often points to a lack of trust in the relationship. People often go through their partner's phone because they are worried about their secrets or illicit activity he or she might be hiding. But snooping on display is only perpetuating more secretive behavior in the relationship. When people sneak a peek at their partner's phone, it feeds secrecy and distrust into the relationship, both of which are likely to be the primary reasons the person is checking in the first place. So while this may seem in the moment as a good idea and justified, it only creates more of the problems that need to be resolved. Secondly, there is a lack of communication or problem with intimacy. Psychologists and sex therapists told HuffPost that checking a partner's phone may also be tied to issues around intimacy and communication. If the couple isn't open with one another, problems are left unaddressed and suspicions begin to fester. Rather than confronting the issue head-on, the sparring partner might feel the need to do some digging because it seems easier than having a potential tense conversation anyway. Sometimes if your partner hasn't been forthcoming with you lately, maybe he or she seems off but you can't figure out why, you might look through their phone for answers as to what they are thinking or feeling at that particular point in time. It might also be a curiosity of finding out what is going on in their life if they are not communicating as much with you. The problem is that checking a partner's phone has become easier than being vulnerable and sharing how you are feeling and why you feel compelled to check the phone. Thirdly, partners are insecure or suspect there may be infidelity, it could mean that you have tangible evidence that your partner is being deceptive. Maybe there have been concrete examples of this from the past, or maybe they have a history of infidelity or porn addiction. You may be searching because you want confirmation that they are being deceitful or that they aren't. But it's also possible that your partner hasn't given you any reason to doubt them and you find yourself feeling paranoid anyway. If you have dated a liar or a cheater in the past, you could be carrying the pain of that betrayal into the relationship, perhaps unfairly. Yeah, those experiences. You may bring an irrational fear into the relationship that your partner is not really honest or committed to you. Sometimes, if you don't have any evidence to suggest otherwise and you search anyway, you are probably the one intruding on the privacy and doing the damage to the relationship. Your fears may be more based in your self-esteem, your capacity for intimacy, or your history of being deceived in the past relationships. So, is it ever okay to snoop into your spouse's phone? A big question actually. The long and short of it is no. It's generally not okay. It's a violation of your partner's privacy and a breach of trust. Not to mention, it's often unproductive. You might find nothing and then feel stupid for snooping in the first place. You might find something small and innocent and blow it out of proportion as well. Or you might actually find something incriminating, but then you have to ask yourself, was this really the most honorable way of getting the information? To check a partner's phone without consent shows that there is a communication breakdown. Looking for something on your partner's phone without permission immediately breaks trust to fulfill your own needs. It leads to suspicion and assumptions that triggers insecurity and upset. In some relationships, both partners may mutually decide to give each other free rein to go through each other's phones. If the parameters are set together and agreed upon, then this agreement might work well for some couples. That said, wanting to maintain some privacy even while in a relationship is perfectly reasonable and even healthy. This agreement certainly can help with trust and reliability, but the fact remains that many people in relationships desire a bit of their own space and independence. Yeah, this isn't to say they want to separate. No, they often love their relationships and want it to grow, but they also want a little bit of space for their lives as well. And this isn't necessarily a problem. A relationship built on trust allows for both partners to have connections to people outside the relationship, like friends, co-workers, and family members. Yeah. These are called a healthy relationship actually. If you are still feeling compelled to look through your partner's phone, I really recommend you take a hard look at what is driving you to snoop anyways. Yeah, why are you snooping anyways? Ask yourself, what am I trying to accomplish? Does this approach really improve things? How can I do this in a way that will build trust rather than create distrust? If you feel your partner is being unfaithful, instead of looking through your partner's phone, I will urge you to do the following as well. First, think deeply about why you think they are cheating. Often, someone with trust issues from childhood and or previous infidelity experiences will assume that everyone is cheating, but it is more about their own issues than anything the partner is doing. If this is the case for you, a therapist can help you walk through the issues with trust and betrayal and work on increasing confidence within your relationships. Secondly, you can outright ask your partner for more transparency about their communication with certain people. Keep in mind that you can share your fears in a non-confrontational way with your partner, giving them the chance to respond to you and clarify their relationships and intentions with others. On the other hand, if you believe your partner has been snooping on your phone, try to bring up your concerns in a mature way, not in an accusatory way, actually. Addressing secrecy and dishonesty head on is necessary to support a healthy relationship. Tell them how you feel about such an indirect approach. Ask how they did feel if same was done to them. Then discuss a different, better approach for having more disclosure about each one's phone use. And lastly, I would like to see your comments on this. Have you ever checked your partner's phone? And were they okay with that? Please share your comment in the comment section. Thank you for joining us in this episode. We would like to see your comments in the comment section. Remember to subscribe to the Virtuous Women Connect channel. Kindly like and share with family and friends. Please do subscribe. See you in our next video, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.